Well, welcome back. I'm joined yet again today by Errol Musk, the father of Elon and several other children. You've got seven altogether, haven't you?
Yes,
Very good. Who's
yes.
your favourite?
Oh no, they're not favorites. I wouldn't
The
risk that.
wise answer for any father. You can never have a favourite. It's got to be good. We were talking about Donald Trump and the bromance, as I called it, between Donald and Elon. Now, the latest claim that Donald says is that what he will do is he will basically form a colony on Mars before the end of that presidential term, which he'll do with Elon. What's your take on all of that?
Well, that's what he's been spending billions on for years now, and as with any of his the early endeavors, a person is inclined to say to him, give it up, or perhaps you shouldn't be doing this, or why are you bothering, But if you'd said that to him about Tesla, there wouldn't have been a Tesla. If you said that to him about SpaceX, there wouldn't have been a SpaceX, and so on and so forth. So no, his vision is to actually have people on Mars, and I mean he's put his money where his mouth is all the way along. So you have to give him the credit that he's going to do what he can. He started Starlink, as a matter of fact, which is probably going to be the biggest IPO in history, because it's made up of thousands of satellites. I don't know if you know that 85% of all satellites ever launched since 1960 have been launched by Elon.
Right.
85% of all satellites
Extraordinary
have
statistic.
been launched by Elon. So, I mean, it's ridiculous. But at any rate, he's set this thing up. He had this idea in 2016 that if he sets up all these satellites, and then he had the idea of 60,000 satellites. But with technology improving, he's managed to do the whole thing with 7,000 satellites. So there are now 7,000 satellites up there, which they can replace, or whatever necessary, all the time, and they work with each other as like one big system. And this is his idea was this would provide Wi-Fi around the whole world, which is everybody sort of said, well, give me a break, that's never going to happen, but it has happened, it is happening, and it is now the biggest threat to all the fiber optic people and the cables under the sea people and all those things that's ever existed, because they just don't know what to do, because this is going to take over. It's going to be a very much better Wi-Fi. It is already a much better Wi-Fi. It's much faster, and it's going to be very inexpensive. And next year, as Elon told me a few months ago, it will be from your cell phone.
Right.
So it doesn't matter where you are, it'll be from your cell phone. So, it's logical anyway. But the thing is that he did that with the idea that if he does that, he will generate. His purpose for Starlink was that he could generate, at the time, he said one day he thinks he could make $80 billion a year out of a Wi-Fi system like Starlink. And that was the reason he started Starlink, that it would provide the capital to put people on Mars, to provide the capital to build the system that would send people to Mars. So there's a kind of method in his madness. And so even I, at this point in time, I'm inclined to say to him, shouldn't you sort of just be happy with what you've achieved or something like that? I wouldn't do that. I would never say that. But because, a launch of a Starship was like $2 billion, $2
Right.
billion. I mean, you that's a lot of money. And all right, it goes into the system, it goes to all the workers, it goes to all the employees. It's a circulatory $2 billion. It goes back into the system. It's wonderful. And it's in the financial net, or fiscal net, as they say. So there's nothing wrong with it. But anyway, yeah, no, so that's what he's planning to do. And so, in a sort of tepid way, I say, yeah, okay, we'll try it, see what we can do. Let's see how we go.